Karpathy recently ranked every major profession in America by how exposed it is to AI displacement, and software developers landed between 8 and 9 out of 10. That's not a rumor or a think piece prediction. That's one of the most respected AI researchers alive putting a number on it. The question isn't whether to take it seriously. The question is what you actually do with that information. The internet split into two predictable camps the moment this ranking went viral. One side declared the apocalypse for programmers, the other insisted AI could never truly replace real engineers. Both responses are emotional reactions masquerading as analysis. They're answering a question nobody actually needs answered. The real and far more useful question is, what does a score of 8.5 mean for your specific workflow starting tomorrow morning? Think about the work in your last sprint that felt like pure mechanical repetition. Boilerplate setup, writing the same utility function for the fourth time across different projects, reformatting data structures you've transformed 100 times before. That work scores a perfect 10 on Karpathy's scale, meaning AI handles it well right now. Here's the honest truth most engineers quietly admit. Nobody became a developer because they loved writing getters and setters. That work disappearing isn't loss, it's liberation, if you use the freed capacity correctly. When a distributed system behaves strangely only under a very specific combination of load conditions, no AI tool today reliably diagnoses that. When neither of the two obvious architectural patterns fits your constraints cleanly, choosing the right abstraction requires deep contextual judgment built over years. When a product requirement is fundamentally flawed before a single line gets written, recognizing that early is worth more than any amount of fast code execution. These capabilities score around a 3, meaning AI is genuinely mediocre at them. That's not a gap that closes overnight. There's a seductive and ultimately dangerous pattern emerging among engineers who've adopted AI tools. They're producing more code, faster, and measuring that as productivity growth. But senior engineering value was never denominated in lines of code per hour. It was always denominated in judgment calls, in knowing which direction to avoid before the team walks 2 weeks down a dead end. If you use AI to accelerate the low judgment work and fill that freed time with more low judgment work, you've optimized yourself into exactly the category AI will fully automate next. The engineers who will look back at this period as their career inflection point are the ones making a deliberate choice right now. Every hour reclaimed from boilerplate and repetitive transforms gets reinvested into system design depth, architectural trade-off analysis, and domain expertise, so specific that outputs stop being syntactically correct and start being genuinely useful. This isn't about working harder. It's about redirecting cognitive energy up the value chain intentionally before market forces do it for you, involuntarily, and on a worse timeline. Reframe the 8.5 entirely. It's not a countdown timer to unemployment. It's external pressure that rewards engineers who are already doing the right things and punishes those who are coasting on execution volume. Every major technological shift in software history, from assembly to high-level languages, from manual memory management to garbage collection, looked threatening to practitioners who had optimized for the layer being abstracted away. The ones who thrived were always the ones who moved their expertise to the layer that remained irreducibly human. The practical takeaway is straightforward, even if the execution takes years. Audit your own work honestly and identify where your time actually goes versus where your value actually comes from. If those two things are misaligned, if you're spending most of your hours on work that scores 8 or higher, that's your signal. The engineers who come out of the next 5 years stronger will be the ones who treated this moment not as a threat to manage, but as a forcing function to finally build the depth they always meant to build.